All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating, the place where ancient art and cutting-edge science collide. We're going to explore how a musical tradition that's thousands of years old is now being confirmed by neuroscience as a seriously powerful tool for, well, rewiring our brains. So let's just start with a really big question. Can a song, a simple piece of music, actually change your brain chemistry? I don't just mean make you feel good for a minute. I mean, can it create real, measurable, physiological changes inside you? As we're about to find out, the answer is a huge yes, and it goes way deeper than you probably think. So, our first stop is the world of music therapy. Now, this isn't about some calming background music in a doctor's office. Nope. This is a clinical field that's going through an absolutely massive transformation right now.
You see, for the longest time, music therapy was seen through a kind of soft, social lens. But what's happening now is a major paradigm shift. We're moving beyond just talking about general well-being and starting to ask, okay, which exact parts of the brain is this music targeting?
And you can really see that shift right here. On the left, you've got the old model, all about broad ideas like wellness. But look at the future, on the right. The neuroscience model is laser-focused on how music affects specific things, your motor skills, your language, your memory. It's a fundamental shift from just an art form to actual biology.
So where does an ancient tradition fit into all this modern science? Well, let's turn our attention to Indian classical music. This is not just a bunch of pretty songs. It's a highly sophisticated ancient system that was specifically designed to create and manage human emotions.
And when I say ancient, I really mean it. The roots of this stuff go back thousands of years. Then, around the 13th century, it branched out into the two main traditions we know today. What's incredible is that it's still a living, breathing art form with this massive library of melodic frameworks.
Now, at the very heart of this system is the concept of the raga. That Sanskrit phrase literally means one which induces emotion in the mind. So think of a raga less like a scale and more like a precise recipe, a melodic blueprint engineered to make you feel a very specific way.
And this just shows you how detailed that recipe is. It's not just a random jumble of notes. A raga has a main note, the vadiswar, which is kind of like its center of gravity. And it has a unique melodic phrase, the pakad, that's like its musical fingerprint. Every single piece is there for a reason, all building towards one emotional goal.
So if the raga is the recipe, then the rasa is the final dish. It's the essence, the specific emotion the whole thing is built to create, whether that's a feeling of peace or courage or sadness. That's the whole point of the performance, to bring that rasa to life.
Okay, so we've got this ancient system that's literally engineered for emotion. Now for the cool part. Let's look at what modern science tells us is actually going on inside our brains when we listen. For the first time in human history, we've got the tools to actually peek under the hood. Things like fMRI and EEG let us watch the brain light up in real time. This is what's driving that huge paradigm shift we talked about, proving that music's effect on us is a real, tangible, biological event. And the evidence we're finding is just wow. This quote from the source material is so telling. It says that scientists love studying musicians to understand neural plasticity, which is just the brain's amazing ability to rewire itself. Why? Because years of musical training physically change the brain. It's proof of just how deep music's impact can be. And here is the proof, right in our own body chemistry. This table shows how music can trigger a whole cocktail of powerful chemicals in our brains. It can give you a hit of dopamine, that pleasure chemical. It can lower cortisol, which means less stress. It can even release oxytocin, the hormone that helps us bond with each other. The point is, this isn't just a feeling. It's a full-on chemical reaction. Okay, this is where it all comes together. What happens when we take our modern, high-tech neuroscience tools and apply them to this ancient, emotionally engineered system of ragas? Well, the first results are pretty staggering. One study hooked people up to an EEG, which measures brain waves, and found that listening to these ragas increased their alpha, delta, and theta brain waves. You know what else produces those same brain waves? Deep relaxation and meditation. To get even more specific, researchers decided to really zoom in. They picked one particular raga called Desi Todi and had people listen to it for a half hour every day for 20 days straight. The big question was, could this one melodic recipe produce real, measurable health benefits?
And the results were just incredible. I mean, look at this list. We're not talking about vague feelings here. We're talking about a significant drop in blood pressure. We're talking about clinically measured reductions in stress, anxiety, and depression. People literally felt more satisfied with their lives, more hopeful and optimistic. These are concrete health outcomes, just from listening to music.
And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? It's so simple, but it makes the impact absolutely undeniable. You can just see that clear, significant drop in stress levels over that 20-day period. It's a powerful visual confirmation of everything we just talked about.
So, what does all this mean for the future? Well, as exciting as these findings are, they really just point to a much, much bigger territory that is almost completely unexplored.
And this is so important to remember. This is just the beginning. The study we just looked at, it focused on one single raga. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands more in this tradition, and each one is designed to create a different emotion. We are just scratching the absolute surface of what might be possible.
This slide really puts that into perspective. The science of music in the brain has, for the most part, focused on the Western classical tradition. There's a massive amount of research there. But Indian classical music? It's basically this huge, unexplored frontier for therapeutic science. It's an untapped goldmine.
Which leaves us with one last really fascinating question. The system of ragas and rasas was developed over thousands of years of human observation and practice, and now our modern science is finally starting to prove it right. It just makes you wonder, what other ancient wisdom from cultures all over the world is just sitting there, waiting for our modern tools to finally catch up and show us what it can do?